I would like to talk about transforming your self-taping game. In this video, I would like to meditate on how you, as an actor, can approach your self-tape auditions to empower yourself and take your self-tapes to a brand new level. In the ever-evolving world of acting, one thing is for certain. Self-tapes are here to stay. For most actors, self-tape auditions continue to outnumber requests for in-person auditions. And while this shift can feel like a challenge, it also opens up exciting possibilities. In other words, to truly excel at self-tapes, actors have to learn how to wear a new hat, the director's hat. It's not just about delivering great acting choices. It's about understanding how to use the camera and framing to help elevate your performance. Now, this isn't just a hurdle. I feel like it's more like an opportunity. By embracing the technical side of filmmaking and applying that to your self-tape auditions, you not only gain control over your auditioning, you also empower yourself within the industry. This is what I mean by that. What if you were to think of your home studio as if it's your own production company? Now, isn't that a great concept? Now, I understand the complaint that a lot of actors may have about the challenge of self-taping. They have to get equipment. You have to find a place where there's good lighting and a good background. And there's all these technical considerations that you have to constantly think about when you should be thinking about the character and what you're going to be doing with the material. But knowing that self-taping is something that is really here to stay, rather than seeing the obstacle in front of us as a problem, the way we can turn it into an opportunity by this mindset is actually very exciting to think about. It also changes your mindset about the audition itself, that you're not just here to try to prove yourself or try to prove something to the casting director, or you're not here just trying to get the job. You're actually building your creative process as an actor who is also interested in creating their own projects and their own films and having more of a hand in the different roles that exist, putting a project together, and the ability to set up your space at home with a light, with a camera, and your creativity is something that you can apply to all of these other things within the television and film industry. Think further into the future. You're a working actor. You're on several television shows. You've done several films, and you've been nominated for all these different awards, including Oscars and Golden Globes and Emmys. And you're at a point in your career where you're ready to rent out an office and begin to read scripts, and you come up with a name for your production company, and you're going to begin producing your own projects, hiring your own directors, and giving yourself different roles in projects that you decide that you want to produce. What if approaching your self-tape auditions were a training ground for this future actor that you dream of being down the road of your career? I think it's a great concept. So the first aspect of putting on the director hat would be to deal with your framing and your eyeline and get creative. You're probably already familiar with the basic self-tape setup. It's a medium shot similar to the shot that I'm doing right now, from the chest up in a landscape format. But here's where you can start thinking a little bit more like a director. Your eye line should typically be to the left or to the right of the camera lens to establish who your character is talking to. But you don't have to stop there. Wherever you establish your eye line for the person that you're talking to, don't forget about the other side of the camera. Don't overlook the power of crossing the lens from one side to the other side. By shifting your focus to the opposite side of the lens, you can create layers to your character and to the story. It's a way to add depth to the character. It's a way to incorporate inner life to the character. It can also give a sense of movement to the scene. For instance, this can be where your character connects to the environment that they're in. Maybe it's a restaurant. Maybe they're in a car and they're looking out the window. I refer to these ideas a little bit more in depth in my video called Painting the Frame. Painting the frame is a valuable tool. Plus, it gives the casting director the opportunity to see both of your profiles. So this leads to the second point: build your structure. Before you hit record, determine your structure around the camera. So that starts with your eye lines, what's going to be to the left of the lens and what's going to be to the right of the lens. Build in your sensory choices and your personalizations, and check in with how you want to interact with your fourth wall. And if that is indicated somewhere in the scene where those opportunities are, you can set those up and determine those ahead of time before you hit the record button. Building your structure and rehearsing with that structure for camera will help you stay grounded and focused and relaxed. And don't forget, having a structure doesn't mean you have to be constricted. Having a structure can encourage freedom within that structure. The other element of structure are your bookends, the beginning of the scene and the end of the scene. What I mean by that is define your previous circumstance, which is the moment right before the first line. And at the end of the scene, what happens or what's going to be happening after the last line. This is to help alleviate the tendency to feel like you're jumping off a cliff into the first line of the scene. So the previous circumstance actually gives you a runway in. And then when the scene is over, you don't want to just freeze like the scene is ended and there's nowhere else for you to go. You always want to have a sense of, after that last line, where is my character going energetically? It doesn't mean you have to create more lines. You're just going to breathe in the circumstances and continue the life of the scene until there's an organic resolution. So my last director's hat advice for your self-tapes is to treat your self-tape auditions like you're making your own short film. I don't mean that you have to do different camera angles and cut and edit some kind of thing together. What I mean is the things that you can do inside of this simple landscape medium shot frame. The possibilities are endless. Thinking about these things, however, should not overshadow your primary role as the actor. The goal is to blend both aspects together to help create something truly enjoyable and creative and unique. The best part of all this is that you're showcasing your talent, and working these muscles are helping you build your future and lay the groundwork for your future production company. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Click on the description below for links to our website as well as our free weekly newsletter. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.